So like I should skip the camps and go scuttle?
Yeah, 100%. You should always skip the
Okay.
camps here and go scuttle. These are already yours. You should be looking to attack this, even if you can. Attack all of these camps because you beat Rammus 1v1 right now. And if there's any 2v2s, let's just say Salas was alive here, okay? Anything that happens in this circle, you're being the difference. The condition that you're in right now, you are literally Thanos right now. Like, you are a level 3 Lee Sin double buff with a pickaxe longsword at 4 minutes. What's up, everyone? Coach Leo here. Quickly before the video begins, I wanted to share a quick announcement that I have joined the Jungle Academy. If you're not sure what it is, basically, the Avengers of coaches have come together. Other jungle coaches such as Kirei, Perry Jungle, a few others have come together. And basically, I wouldn't be trying to sell you guys on a product that I didn't really think was insane in terms of its value. But essentially, quickly wanted to go through some of the things that you can get by joining the Academy. The first thing is obviously a bunch of resources, little exercises, things like that. You also have the VOD library, which all the VODs kind of get uploaded. So if you're ever wondering, how do I play Rengar? I'm an Emerald player. I want to know how to play Rengar. You can just go on all of these and, have a look at that. But the most important thing is obviously here in the calendar, which is the group coaching sessions. You're 100% guaranteed to have your VOD reviewed. And as you can see here, it's running daily sessions. Mine is, if you want to come to my sessions on Thursday, you can see here all the different coaches and which days they are coaching and the time zone. And so yeah, if this is something that interests you, link will be in the description below. I hope to see you guys all in the Jungle Academy. We wanted to think about translating lead in the mid game, but we're going to talk about it right now because the same things kind of apply. Okay. So 2 things. I'm going to bring this over here. So the theme is, how do we translate our lead? And basically what I kind of have it down to, and there's one more here actually, which is thinking about the win con, or like thinking about the win con and where we actually want to. So when we have a lead, right? Usually it means that we can decide which side wins. So like, for example, if we have a lead, we can decide to get 6 grubs, right? If we have a lead, generally, obviously there's going to be times where you can't do that. But generally, when you have a lead, you can decide, you can kind of sculpt the game, right? However you want. So the very first step is thinking about maybe a little bit if you have time. So in this game, we actually had time, in our pre-game plan. Usually we have our pre-game plan here. Since we have an extra time, we actually had time to think, okay, it's Jax versus Fiora. So we're thinking about this game. Okay, 6 grubs is a pretty good idea of how we can actually translate our lead. When you are playing things like Lee Sin and this kind of thing, yeah, you do just want to get as fed as you can and match, okay? So very, very important fundamental we're going to talk about translating your lead is you always want to match when you are ahead, which means you want to be where they are. So we always want to be where they are if possible, unless we are getting something that's better than what they're getting. So for example, if this Rammus is getting like a Scuttle Crab here, but we're getting grubs, 3 grubs, this is fine for us, right? We don't need to match him on the Scuttle. But if Rammus is like getting Dragon and we're getting grubs and we're like 5-0, okay, yes, that might be part of our win con, but it's always better to match when you're stronger. Match. Okay, and the other thing as well, when we want to translate it, is understand how strong we are with our power spike and also think about our power spike. So even in this game, you had Eclipse, right? And you wanted to keep farming. So when you get a lead, the game automatically speeds up, okay? Now, there is like kind of a line to this, okay? Just because I say this doesn't mean that you need to go like full like 100 miles an hour in the game. It just means that because you're ahead, there's going to be more potential plays you can make. When you're ahead, there's still going to be times where you farm camps, but that's generally when you can't get anything else done. So I'm going to go over all the examples which in this game basically is an example for all of these things. Thinking about the win con is obviously we did together. So we'll go straight to this one. We always want to be where they are if possible. So let's remember what happened. Okay, let's remember what happened real quick.
Yeah, we had the weird 2-0 start.
Yeah, and I'm going to speed through it. I'm not even going to like really talk too much about this, right? Something happened, some weird thing happened. We're gaining our lead. Okay, so this is good. We gain a lead. We kill 2. We have 900 gold right now. So I'm telling you, even here, okay, here, you can already be making the play match when you're ahead, okay? So right when you kill this Rammus, you've got 2 options, okay? You have option A, which is immediately just base, okay? Base and run straight to like his top side. Because think about it, he's going to spawn in 8 seconds. He's going to run here. He's going to do 1, 2, right? Or something like that. And then
Yeah.
you might be able to catch him here on 3. And because you have 900 gold, you just have a pickaxe. You just have like, I think, what is it, 25 AD?
Yeah, exactly.
You just have an insane amount of AD, like at the start. Now, just because you base here doesn't mean you have to invade, but your idea should be, I have an advantage. I want to push the advantage, okay? So yeah, 2 options. Option A, base, run at him. Option B, which is what we did, which is run back red, Krugs, base, and then we should be looking to match again. So watch what happens here. So I like basing because you're just too far from anything, right?
Yeah.
I even think because you have smite here, the best play is obviously to take his gromp.
Yeah, okay.
So thinking about tempo, okay? Thinking about tempo. So something I'll quickly explain here actually is when you are here, like your literal location on the map, and the nearest camps to you, here's gromp, your red,
Yeah.
here's wolves, and your Krugs, okay? You have these camps that are closest to you. So
Yeah.
that means, and we want to think about efficiency. We want to think, okay, we could technically already base right now because we have 900 gold and we're low, okay? Technically, we could base still. But can you take this before he gets there with a smite?
Yeah, the only thing I would be worried about is Lissandra.
Lissandra,
Because,
right?
Like because our bot lane is still low and Lissandra should be able to be close.
Yeah, she's basing and she's coming back in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, technically, yeah, Lissandra could stop you. Okay, that's good. That's fine, right? It's actually fine if we don't want to risk going for this. Yeah. So yeah, let's actually just, let's just talk about what's next. Okay, let's talk about actually what happens after we do this play. So we do this play. This is still fine, right? I'm not expecting us to be like perfect. Like you don't actually even need to be like perfect tempo. Thinking about like what's the, what is the most ideal crazy play? This is fine. Okay, but tell me where Rammus is. Tell me your internal tracking of where Rammus is as he spawns.
So right now,
Yep, he spawns.
So if I was him, I would go to Crux and then just clear all the way down.
Yeah, so he's going to clear stuff on this side. I have a question to ask you. And
Yeah.
I asked you this in the game. Do you think he can do 1, 2, 3, 4 by the time you do 1, 2 base and run here?
No.
Impossible,
I don't think
right?
he would be able to
Especially
do
when
all-
it's a Rammus, it's impossible. So
Yeah.
that's where that fundamental comes in here, okay? This is where we always want to be where they are if possible. That's match or trade. I think you let Rammus get away with early game here. After what happened, I think you let him get away with it. Because right now, when you're coming here and you're doing your wolves and your blue, Rammus is just having, like I can take this. He's just taking everything. To conclude this kind of point, right? Let's say Rammus was actually way ahead of you. Okay, let's say he is actually spawning way ahead of you, right? So let's say he's spawned already right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Will you be able to do 1, 2 base run here and catch him here anymore?
No.
Not anymore, right? So that's where it's like, okay, match when we can, right? We want to be where they are when we can. But in this case, we might not be able to, which is okay because it's obviously like we still have a lead. In that case, you would just full clear down and then match him as he full clears down, right? And match him here and match him on like the bot 3v3 or something like that. Say you had options. When you're ahead, the biggest takeaway is match when you can, unless you're gaining something more than what he's getting. So even here, right, there was 2 fights that happened. So when you run out of base here mid's fighting, that's number 1, he dies. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
But you should always be, if you were looking to go and take this and contest this, you're immediately also impacting the game just by being in position to like, to respond to somewhere.
So like I should skip the camps and go scuttle?
Yeah, 100%. You should always skip the camps here and go scuttle. These are already yours. You should be looking to attack this, even if you can. Attack all of these camps because you beat Rammus 1v1 right now. And if there's any 2v2s, let's just say Salas was alive here, okay? Anything that happens in this circle, you're being the difference, right?
Yeah, and that's definitely something I wouldn't have thought because I would feel like, okay, it's too inefficient to just take the scuttle and possibly not getting a gank opportunity.
So it is only inefficient, okay, if he takes this already. If he already gets all of this, walking here is bad.
Yeah.
But we already just established that he literally can't do it. So even if you were just to walk out of base and get scuttle here and see Rammus and see what he had done, it's not inefficient because you're just going like 1, 2, 3, 4 cross, or you're going like 1, 2, and then you're still at your raptors, right? This isn't inefficient. I know that you're slightly faster, right, by queuing wolves here in terms of like clearing your camps, but like you're still taking the same amount of camps. You don't want to like be farming 1, 2, 3, 4 while he does 1, 2, 3 and then comes and takes your camps, right?
Yeah.
We want to match him. Always. The condition that you're in right now, you are literally Thanos right now. Like you are a level 3 Lee Sin double buff with a pickaxe longsword at 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Do you understand how insane that is?
Yeah.
You have to understand that giving him anything is a mistake. Giving him anything is a mistake. Understand how strong we are with our power spike.
Yeah.
All right. It's not like you just have you literally have, what is this? 40 AD? Longsword is 15, 25?
Yeah,
Maybe it's 35. Yeah.
25.
It's like insane. Like you just have 150. Like look at your AD.
Yeah.
It's nuts. So you have to use it. Right now, you're just clearing your camps. You're letting them get away with all this. You should be invading Rammus. You should be cleaning up mid. You should be cleaning up top fight. You should be getting Scuttle Crab.
Yeah, that's
Makes
a very
sense?
good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good point.
And
yeah.
this is also what I mean by when I say the game is playing faster, but that's just because, I mean, it could be the same here even if you didn't have items, right? You could still be stronger than Rammus, for example. So you still want to match because you're a stronger champion than Rammus or whatever, right? But having the items is just like a huge tell, which is like this, like you don't even have to be unsure if you're stronger than Rammus.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, yeah, so this was a really big point in the game. Okay, now, right, so we have these themes here because it's like, I see all these things in the game. So number one, we get a lead. Okay, we have a lead.
Yeah.
That's the theme. Like, we're not talking about how we get that lead. We're talking about we have a lead. How do we translate it? Think about the win con, where we want to translate it. Grubs, dragon, whatever. We want to be on the side of the map. We want to match whenever we can. Always be where they are when possible. Understand how strong that our champion is at that power spike, pickaxe, eclipse. And then the final thing that we have to do is we have to execute the plays and be the diff. So you can't just have theory, especially on champions like Lee Sin. You know, this is just number one rule, right? Never use a dash until you need to.
Okay.
Because how you should be thinking about this is walk up to him and E-auto first.
Okay.
This is like League of Legends, like 101 in terms of like mechanics. Never use a dashing ability until you have to.
Okay. Yeah, because in my mind there, I had to get him slowed as fast as possible for Fiora to
Yeah,
catch
you
up.
didn't have to do anything. Like again, you have 11880 right now.
Yeah.
It's very hard for this Jax to escape. So what would happen if you didn't use this here?
Yeah,
you
then
would just
I could track him after his jump.
exactly. Yeah. You would jump to
Yeah.
him after he uses his jump. And yeah, he did jump to your ward. He jumped over your head to your ward.
I didn't even know he could do that.
Yeah, last but not least, we have to execute mechanically. So
Okay,
this
that's
series
interesting.
of
I didn't even know he could.
this series of play that happened is the difference between like, I'm not going to say it's the difference between winning and losing, but it's the difference between putting yourself in an extremely winning position in the game. And
Yeah,
now
it would
it's
push my lead definitely.
just feels really bad right now. It's like, oh, and now it's like, oh, does he have camps now? Oh no, he's done them.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn,
yeah, I
he's
didn't
actually
really
getting-
have anything to do there.
Now he's actually getting bot scuttle. So it's kind of good. Okay, so we're moving to the next macro part of the game, right? It's good that we're taking his raptors, but this is where that thing comes in. We want to always be where they are, if possible, right?
Yeah.
The point of this is his raptors worth more, right? Because we know he's on this side. Which side of the map would we want to be on more right now? Like, let's just say, for example, we got top kill. Which side of the map would we rather be on? Let's just say we just got the kill here.
Yeah.
Do we like, so obviously, I know it's hard in the game to realize this, but we should assume this is gone, right?
Yeah.
So how do we match Rammus now? Where would Rammus be? Somewhere here.
Yeah, for those games. Yeah.
So would you rather
I should
match,
probably
would
just
you rather take his raptors and give yours, or would you rather match him on your raptors?
match him?
Because the raptors are worth the same amount, right?
Yeah.
Again?
Should I have based? Let's say I killed Jack. So would you run to the Raptors, or should I have based and gone there?
I think I would run to the Raptors, unless of course, I
Okay.
mean, base. Okay, so let's say, okay, good question actually. Let's say you kill Jax like up here. You
Yeah.
can base
Okay.
because it's like the distance is like
Yeah, it
I know-
feels so long. Yeah.
feels so long. Yeah, you can base. Yeah, basing is no problem. It feels like we're always chasing the play. Do you see this? Like we're chasing the play
Yeah.
instead of matching it. So we should have matched him on his jungle here, and then we should have matched him on the bot scuttle here, and then we should have matched the bot gank here and made the difference. You know what I mean?
Another question as well.
Yeah.
Like, if I killed Jax here, and let's say Rammus would already just in a slightly different situation. Let's
Yeah.
say he would already be able to have taken my Raptors.
Ganked bot, yeah, taking Raptors. He trades the play, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So would it make sense for me to like push with Fiora for getting plates?
No,
Or-
never. Too
No.
early.
Okay.
Yeah, too early in the game.
Okay.
Especially with the wave, how it is. So,
Yeah.
okay, good. Yeah, good question. Let's say you kill Jax right now, and
Yeah.
Rammus takes spot scuttle, or even takes your Raptors and then gank spot. That's okay, right? That's just the nature of League of Legends. Then taking this is fine, because
Yeah.
the way League works, the way Tempo in League works is you make a play, he can make a play. It's like turn-based. But if you make a play here and he doesn't make a play, right, you can still match him now because he didn't make that play in that window.
Yeah, that makes
Now,
sense.
the final thing to this matching thing is that you don't want to be running around like this,
Yeah, true.
okay? Because that's really inefficient. You still want to be able to farm when it's good for you.
Yeah.
So you never really, so for example, when this raptor did spawn, you should never like run away from it because you want to match. Like, what if you run here and it's already gone? So that's really bad. Unless you have a ward on it, then you should match him, right? But yeah, that's the last thing. You don't want to be running around doing zigzags. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, so that's kind of what I wanted to talk about for that.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
I do want to talk about some small execution things, and I also want to talk a little bit about the Eclipse thing. So this was just a Tahm Kench thing. This is fine. Okay, you live and you learn. Tahm Kench can eat.
Yeah.
And then do this. But
I feel like we would have killed if Ramos didn't.
Yeah, I mean, this is another thing, right? Like in this situation here, I don't want to go into the details too much about things. Obviously, this wave is big. It's a Tahm Kench. We don't know where Ramos is. So even though you are pretty strong, but remember, like, you are still sitting on 1300 gold. So people actually have got like first bases. I think this guy has like a giant spell or something. Like people actually have some items. You're not Thanos. You're not that Thanos anymore. You are strong, but you're not like crazy strong compared to like the map now. The map has like, it's already been 4 minutes since you bought these items. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but yeah, you see, like, look at the items. Like literally look at the items.
Yeah, she has better items. Yeah.
Like this guy has a 1100, I think, something.
Yeah.
This guy has insane items.
Yeah.
So you weren't actually Thanos here, right? Everyone's kind of caught up to you. It's also important to think about, you know, not only your own power spike, but like, are you still pickaxe longsword at 4 minutes? People have got their bases off now as well. Okay, so good. You make it back here. You make it back. This is good. You get a lot of money in your pocket. So when you get that money in your pocket, okay, I think Dragon is still okay here as well. This is fine. Remember as well that League is turn-based. So I think when you ask me, oh, do I do Dragon here or not? You do have to be a bit careful to do Dragon or not here, right? You do actually have to be careful because your bot lane wants to push and base. Enemy bot lane can run back here, and if Rammus actually catches you here, yeah, it's dangerous. It's turn-based.
I think I was looking at it and seeing like Taric is full HP, doesn't really need to base.
Yeah, good.
Likely, so.
And you had 2 smites as well. 2 smites is a big part of it because it just makes it so they actually look when MF appears here. Because you use 2 smites, the extra 600 damage, you actually kill this way faster than you should.
True.
Okay, and then as soon as you take the scuttle, that thing that we talked about happens again. What's your nearest camps? And like, I wouldn't call this far, but like you still have to run around like this and queue.
Yeah.
So you don't really have camps, right? Like it's not. It's
a lot of money.
And you have a lot of money. Yeah, exactly. You have a big power spike here. We need to think about buys. Another thing here. What's happening? What's spawning right now?
The grubs.
Grubs. Yeah. So your whole thing here, when you're 4-1 as Lee Sin. Since you got all that money bot, you got shutdowns. Again, guess what? You became Thanos again. Right now.
Yeah.
Okay, you became Thanos again. It's not time. So this was really important round. This is where we're gonna like, after this we'll conclude this review. But this round is so important that you don't play slow again. You don't want to clear up slowly like this. When you have this and this and this, or mostly this and this, and this is spawning soon, you want to match. You don't want to play like this and wait for it to happen. What's the difference between your blue side camps and your red side camps? Is there any difference? Obviously red buff is a stronger buff, I guess.
Yeah, but not in terms of like gold.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Okay. Yeah. It could be a little bit different here, right? Let's say this was spawning in 1 minute. Okay, 1 minute on grubs. And these are all not up, and this just spawned. This is your first camp. There, you can clean up like this. Sure, you can do that then. Because why would you run here and just wait for 1 minute? Again, that's inefficient. So it depends, right? In this situation where you're ready to go, this is spawning, you run straight here. Maybe you take blue, this spawns and you take it. Or maybe you take blue, Rammus starts it and you fight him and you ping your team to come and you win the fight and you get the grubs.
Makes sense.
So you can't play this round slow because grubs are spawning in 15 seconds. If you do your bot side camps, Rammus has a chance to take them. So think about it. League is a turn-based game. He uses his turn to take 3 of these. You use your turn to take 1, 2, 3. That's the trade.
Yeah.
Good or bad? Bad. Because these are already yours. These are already yours. Look at the items, right? Only MF is like close to your gold.
Yeah.
No one else is. This guy's weak. This guy's weak. This guy's weak.
Very useful.
Yeah.
Because I think that this is spot on, like one of my big struggles.
Like identifying when you're really strong, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I could tell. I think that right there, like you're
because
like
if it wasn't for you here, sorry.
Yeah, no, continue.
If it wasn't for you here, I would definitely have like cleared from butt to top.
Yeah.
And
so it's that rigidness that you talked about.
Yeah.
When you climbed after our session to silver, from silver to plat, You talked about how you were too rigid. And the thing about Lee Sin is you want to have a plan. We talked about it, right? You don't want to, you do want to flow around like a bit like water where you're adapting. You still want to know, okay, I'm strong. I want this. I'm taking. You still want to have that. You still don't want to have this. I'll clear up. And then, because you're not impacting the game then. You're just hoping that like something good happens.
Exactly.
This fight
he would have taken it.
Yeah, so okay, so actually thinking about this here, right? Like your Fiora dies, so you do kind of have to adapt. The adaptation here is just to collect this big top wave, right? Fiora's not check TP. That's the first thing you should think, right? If Fiora dies here, same thing I was talking about in the mid game. Like, okay, Fiora died, which means that this situation has now changed. It means that now for the Grubs, they have more players. They have 3, you have 2. So matching 2v3 is not going to be favorable generally. So you should just play slow and take this and take the top, because that's a big bit of gold right there in that top wave. And Fiora's not going to get it. She missed all of it. Look how much gold was just missed top. Walk through this guy. Don't fight him. This is useless. Get that top wave. Like literally ward dash past him and get to the top wave. And then again, finally execution. The thing I want you to think about in terms of execution is I want you to think about priority targets. And I want you to think about trying to use like kick Q one-shot combo on someone who can actually die. So in these 3 champions, Jax, Rammus, and Lissandra, who can get kick Q comboed the easiest, like one-shot? And what are the...
Like now I don't remember Lissandra's items, but at least between the 2, it's Rammus.
Like what are the abilities that the enemies have that can stop that from happening? What are the prerequisites for you to one-shot one of these people?
Like from what can stop it from their side is, of course, like stunning me. Or
like Rammus W, right?
Yeah.
So if Rammus uses W, you can't one-shot. But if he has no W, you can one-shot. If Jax uses his E, it's going to be hard to one-shot. If Lissandra has ult or uses ult, it's going to be hard to one-shot. So don't even think about the Grubs anymore, okay? This Q was a little bit like, it's okay because you have this shield. But you should be thinking here like, I'm queuing in not with the intention to like one-shot. I'm just queuing in to like cause some distraction. You should EW out here. Just to poke. Okay. You're just poking here. I know you can get taunted, obviously, right? So you have to be quick about it. But the conditions were not met here for you to be in an all-in kind of fighting thing.
True.
All right, their champions are very easy. This is why these champions OP. Lissandra, Rammus, point click, CC, whatever.
Yeah.
So as Lee Sin, it has to be like you Q in, you W out here, you get some poke. Now Jax's E and Rammus's W are down. So next time your Q comes back up, Jax can just die to like RQQ.
Yeah.
That makes sense, right?
Makes sense. Yeah.
Lee Sin's strongest asset when it comes to fighting is how slippery he is and how he can like dash around and bait out abilities. You have to abuse that. And I think that's it. I think that's it from the VOD.
Yeah.
I think we should probably just look at actually, just to conclude, again, it's basically these things. This is how we're going to translate our lead. These things still apply to the mid game as well.